Good morning. What's going on? We're having a good Saturday so far. Nice and early. Out on the trail today. It's a little bit of a different one. Instead of the 2 mile ones that I do in the week, well, apart from Tuesday. Tuesday and Saturday I do a 10k. Every other day it's just a 2 mile or 3k. Feels weird mixing up my mileage. Anyway, today we're talking Manchester United. We're talking about the Gone Squad. I'm not going to say the other word. It gets demonetised saying that in the first 30 seconds. But the Gone Squad. I think there's better framing for it, innit? We're talking Garnacho. We're talking Casemiro. Even though I don't think he's actually been bad, and there's a good chance he plays tomorrow, I think. We're talking Højlund, who has found himself part of the Gone Squad, I think, with the arrival of Benjamin Sesko. We're definitely talking Jadon Sancho, that witch. And Anthony. Anthony's sort of really gone under the radar because he's not really been a witch. He's not really been told, hey, sling it. He's just been surplus to requirements, went out on loan, did all right. But the club that he chose to go on loan to, or chose to take him on loan, is skint and can't really bring him in. So what's going on with him? Well, let's start with Sancho, right? So what's the script with Sancho? So United and Roma agreed a fee, which is a massive way to go over this. Not talking about another loan, talking about an actual transfer. Here's some money, he's yours, job's a good one. Sensational work, right? Sancho can't agree wages with them. And I have spoken about this so many times that I almost don't want to hear myself saying it again. But like, you will get a certain wage if you stick around at Manchester United this season. You will get no guarantee of any wage next season if you have to leave Manchester United on a free transfer and you've basically been on loan 2 times, 3 times and not played, and everyone thinks you're a witch. What contract offer do you think's coming your way then? Guarantee you, my mate, it is not going to be 300 grand a week. It might not even be 50. Right? So, where's the long-term play here? Where's the agent putting an arm around his client's shoulder? Someone who is taking anywhere between 10 and 20% of that weekly wage, by the way. Where's his agent saying, Jadon, mate, your reputation is going down the Swanee at a rate of knots here. No club is going to want to be associated with you. No club is going to take a risk on you. Whereas if you went to Rome, like, where's the professional pride? Do you back yourself to actually go to Rome and put a shift in and do something? Or are you just going there for another payday as well? It is a complete and utter waste of a career. Because I'll tell you this, right? Jadon Sancho, as a teenager, when I saw him come to Carrington with United and City under-18s, was genuinely electric. You know, Brahim Diaz, Phil Foden. There was others in that team as well. I can't remember who it was. It was an absolute all-star team, that City team that came. And United had Callum Gribbin, Roshan Williams, Angel Gomez, a couple more of that sort of ilk. And they played, it was a Wednesday morning, there was about 8 of us there. They played a 2-2 draw, and it was absolutely mega. It was an unbelievable game of football. And the best player on the pitch, by a country mile, was Jadon Sancho. So to me, it always made sense when he went to Dortmund. And he goes to Dortmund, and he absolutely tears it up. You know, he's hitting just below Messi sort of goal involvement numbers, and doing it as like a 20, 21-year-old. Signs for Manchester United for 75 mil. United have got genuinely one of the hottest prospects in world football. Now, okay, there could have been some further scouting and due diligence done when you're spending 75 million at least. into the personality of him a little bit, and maybe you might have been able to uncover some of this rubbish that's been going on with him. But you can't tell me that there wasn't a player there. This is all entirely attitude and personality related. It's nothing to do with ability. But I think a good agent and a good friend, actually, where's his mates? I think a good agent, a good friend, would be saying to Jadon, mate, you can still have a career as a professional footballer here and still have a very successful, very lucrative career. But it's circling the drain right now. Because all that comes across is that you're a spoilt brat. For whatever reason. And as a United fan, it's frustrating. Because you're not recouping barely any of that fee that you paid for him. Barely any of that fee. If any of that fee. So you're going to end up losing all of that. And you know, not only that, let's be right, you're going to be losing a good player. You know, potentially a good player, because I guess he was never going to play for us this year anyway. But, you know, when you think about, at one point, a couple of years ago, Manchester United had Mason Greenwood, a brand new shiny signing in £80 million Anthony, and a £75 million prospect in Jadon Sancho, all to play right wing. And then the carnage that you saw last season where you're like, what is going on? Why can't we score a goal? You almost feel sorry for the club. With like, they invested £150 million and had this incredible generational academy prospect coming through, all for the same position. So Sancho, the news is, he's out here rejecting contract offers from clubs that he's got no right to be turning down, to be honest. All right, I don't know specifically what the details of the offer were. But do you know what I mean? Honestly, mate, you need to get a grip. Is he trying to get sacked? What? Can any of you lot answer me in the comments? What is his intention? I don't understand what Jadon Sancho's trying to do. I really don't understand what he's trying to do. And I find it so frustrating. Højlund. Sounds like there's a deal on the cards with Napoli. Whether it's a loan or it's a direct transfer, it sounds like it could be that blend of both, which is a loan with an obligation to buy. After his exclusion the last couple of weeks, that looks like it's accelerating. Seems like that one's probably going to happen. But I find it insane that we're looking at like the last week of the transfer window, and United, when we've got this gone squad, have just had this raw inability to sell anybody. Isn't that crazy? Don't find that crazy? I find that mad crazy, to be honest with you. Anthony, there are potential transfers in play. United don't want to let him go to Betis back on loan, which is fair, I think, man. Real Betis, you had a good time with him. You can't just take him for free again. It's not how it works. Casemiro, there's some talk that Benzema's leading the charge of trying to get him out to his team. I just find it absolutely mental that Manchester United had all of these plans for the summer predicated on all of these sales. Clear the dead wood. If I had a quid for every... Well, put it this way. If I had a quid for every time someone had said that, I'd have made more than United have this summer transfer window. Meanwhile, we sold no one. No one. That's nuts to me. Absolutely nuts to me. Absolutely bananas to me. How are you enjoying these morning walks, by the way? It gives me a little bit of something else to think about while I'm doing the walks. And, yeah. This is one of the ways that I shifted a lot of the timber, was walking. Not specifically trying to get my steps in, but coming out here walking. Do a couple of miles pretty much every single day. couple times a week do a 10k, sometimes with a weighted vest. I have a £30 weight vest that I wear sometimes. I'm not been wearing it this week because my calf hurts while I'm walking. A couple of you mentioned, am I limping on these? Yeah, a little bit. But I've signed up for a Hyrox in 10 weeks time, and for those not initiated with it, it is pretty much a running event with some calisthenics and some grindy kind of movements thrown in the mix in the middle of it. But it is a running event, predominantly a running event. So how are you going to do a running event when we're limping walking? Yep, don't know. But I have had this calf tweak for probably a month or so before the Manchester 10k back in May. I did the Manchester 10k probably a bit too soon, but I booked it and it was like a big mental milestone for me that I wanted to get done. I did that. I did hurt my calf on it. And then I've basically, from the one that was before it, the one that was on it, and the one that I'm currently dealing with, it's been 3 separate, different places on my same calf, which I'm sure is connected, but it is 3 separate pulls. 3 different places every time. So what I'm trying to do now, and then I did it again when we was running Currahee last month, or this month I guess, I think it was 1st of August, wasn't it? So what I'm trying to do is do as much training as I can do without injuring my calf. So I've got like a 6-week rehab program, which I'm a couple of weeks into. I'm going to the physio in about 3 hours when I get back. Get a little bit of professional help on it. But yeah, I've got like 9 weeks, 9.5, 10 weeks before Hyrox Birmingham. I've been trying to get a ticket for ages, man. Dublin was an option as well, but there was only a partner option. And the girl that I normally use as a partner for this can't make Dublin. I think she's in Berlin that week. So solo in Birmingham was the only option for me. What I have done is I've got my 10-week program, and it's heavy. And Tuesdays have become a particularly spicy day. The gym that I go to, Urban Reform in Manchester, it's just by the Arches in Piccadilly. They have these classes that make your soul leave your body. They are harder than anything I ever did in the army as an individual sort of hour-long class. They are brutal. I go to one called Engine on a Tuesday. That's 7 till 8. I do that just before I go and take the lads training. But they also do one called Podium, which is, as it kind of sounds, sort of preparing you for, well, podiuming on a Hyrox or some one of these fitness events. That's also on a Tuesday. So, as of next Tuesday, I'm going to be trying doing 3 a days. 10k in the morning, 6 a.m, crack of dawn, eat, chill, prep all my stuff out for training, write my session, go to the Podium class at 12, go into work, eat, make loads of content, go to the class at 7, hit the training, back home for like midnight. It's a long day, that. And then Sunday, starting tomorrow, before United, they have a Hyrox prep class, which is specifically for those trying to go and do a Hyrox. So I'll be doing that, and then there is stuff in between as well. I've got physio and gym a little bit later today, doing something called Basics. Now Basics is like a WOD, workout of the day. For anyone that wants to give this a try, I'll list it out for you. You can go and give it a try if you want. But Basics is going to be, it's a 1.5 mile run, but I can't do a 1.5 mile because I can't run. So I'm going to do a 1.5 mile on a ski erg. And then it's 50 reps with bench press at body weight. So I'm 90 kg at the moment, so that will be 90 kg times 50. And then it is 2k on the rower and 50 times body weight squats, so 90 kg squats. And then it is 10k on a bike and 50 body weight deadlifts, so 90 kg on a deadlift. That's the Basics. I did it about a month ago, took me 1 hour and 14, and I threw up doing the squats. because it's well hard. So that's what I'm doing today. I did do the run when I did it last, so I don't know if it'd be quicker or slower. I'm not sure how long the ski erg is going to take me. I've never done a mile on a ski erg before. But if you're interested in all of that, want to get involved in a little bit more community type stuff, then if you check the link in the description, there is a link to my Patreon. I will post the full program for the next 10 weeks. If you want to give it a go, there's no, if you can manage this, there's no way you won't be fitter at the end of it. But I'll post the full workout program that I'm doing for this next 10 weeks while I do this Hyrox prep. But there you go. That's what's going on with United's Gone squad. That's what's going on with me and the training that I'm up to. It's Saturday morning. The grind don't stop. I'll see you in the next one. Laters.